Fitness and MMA.
So,
Welcome.
How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Yo, we just killed that workout.
Yeah, man, it felt pretty good, man. Getting every chance I get to, get a workout in with you is always special, man. These Wednesdays that, we made this our day, it's something I look forward to every day, so.
No, something about this gym, man. I grew up lifting in this gym, so when I get down here, I get like a little extra swagger.
Oh, I feel that, man.
I should be leaving the ego at the door, but I definitely bring that thing in with me because I feel like gravity's definitely on my side of this gym. I feel good. I got good energy here. It's like nostalgic, good vibes too, especially with an old friend just getting busy in a familiar site.
Exactly, man.
I like that a lot, man.
Exactly. So, how was the weekend, man? How was the weekend? How was the training? How'd you eat? You did football?
Well, I hit Friday and Saturday. I did really well. I feel like I got two really good workouts in. Unfortunately, one of my clients hurt their shoulder, so that was a little bit of a buzzkill, but we're already on top of all that PT and him getting recovered and getting back on the right track. Saturday I got some good sparring in with my guys, afterwards broke some things down with my buddy Scotty, shout out Scott, and my coach Mike Evans, shout out Mike. We broke some things down and some things I need to work on with just my technique and my movements, something I need to clean up. But that's all the memory bank now, work on that.
Yeah,
And then how about you, man? The Eagles though?
Eagles, man, it is what it is. Don't expect anything less than at this point. It's comedy at this point. But in terms of training and eating, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's all about honesty here. I didn't have the greatest weekend of eating.
I was slamming some wings.
I mean, Sunday football was a big cheat day for me. But obviously, like I said, it's how you respond. And Monday when I woke up the next day, ate it real hard, and was right back on my training regimen. And
that's the good part about it. You can always make up for that, for that little step back in your diet, you know what I mean? That Monday you can really rinse it all out of your system with a quick little cleanse, a bunch of water,
like we say, it is what it is. Nobody's perfect, we all have days, where we're not going to be our best, but it's how you respond.
And especially going into a Monday, I feel like, are you the same way? Like you hold that good Monday, good week.
Good Monday, good week.
Yeah.
You have to start the week off on a good note. That's how I look at it.
That domino effect, I love that, man. Oh my God, dude. I'm so hyped to be doing this one because the feedback that we got on the first one, man, thank you guys so much. You guys.
It's truly unbelievable, guys. Like from the group chats you put me in, little crazy in, from the text messages from the people that I haven't talked to in years that have reached out and said, this video really, really gave us some motivation. And what that does for us, guys, me and Soto have been talking about this,
That's like a slap in the face.
We brainstorm about this podcast, what we're going to do literally 6 out of the 7 days of the week leading up to this. So we put in the work before this even gets going.
And we knew right after the first one, everything we wanted to do differently going into the next one. And I love the constructive criticism that I got from certain friends. Certain friends are I'll be like, all right, so let me know what do you really think? They'll be like, all right, you could change this up a little bit, I think it'd be better, and I'm like, all right, that's what I like, and that's what I appreciate, you want to keep those type of people around you.
Exactly.
And like he was saying, it was people I haven't heard from in years hit me up, yo, listen, that is just what I needed. Even some strangers that I had following me on Instagram, they're that I might not know in person, but they were letting me know, yo, man, I checked it out, and it's really good, I'm like, yo, thank you so much. So especially, it wasn't really just our homies, our close buddies, it was people from all different.
And at the end of the day, it's that means so much to us because in episode 1, like we said, it's our goal right now is to have as many impacts on lives as we can possible. So when we get that feedback from people that's saying it gave us crazy motivation, or even the constructive criticism that we got, in terms of how we can make this podcast better. We appreciate everything, absolutely everything. We are so grateful. And what we're going to do is with all this, feedback and, great views that we got from this last one, it's just only going to motivate us to get better for the next one.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you have any idea how good that was going to feel?
I really
positive feedback.
I really
and
did.
It wasn't even a sense of
I really did, man.
We were getting cocky, or we felt people were riding us or something. It was yo, that's actually exactly what we were going for. And to have us trickle down something on you guys, and that actually on a sentimental note, woo! I was getting chills all throughout the weekend going into this week. I was just damn. I was this is
awesome.
I'm glad we're doing exactly what we're doing.
It's truly awesome, yeah. But enough with the feedback, guys. We appreciate that. Keep giving us feedback. We love it.
We love it.
Feel free, we always say, reach out to us anytime.
Yeah.
But we just kind of want to get into the gist of things today, yo. So the episode today, we labeled it as day by day. We say day by day because we kind of just want to go over, what goes on in Esteban Soto's life, what goes on in Brian Gerber's life on a daily basis. I mean, I don't look like a Soto, but if I do,
yeah, you'd be a handsome guy.
I'd be a handsome guy. Anybody has the last name Soto's pretty
handsome. You see that, Joe? You can't get that at Walgreens.
But
that's not what I'm
so
saying.
we kind of just wanted to dive in, kind of like what goes on with.
And that's something that me and Brian now have to, keep on tabs. Like we have to hit each other up every now and then. It has to be something outside of this. It's not just we meet up on one day a week and it's like we can get everything out in one day. It's now we have to really, start picking each other's brains here and there throughout the whole week.
Exactly.
And so it was good, man. Hitting you up and hitting you up on a day by day, literally.
Exactly.
What you doing? I just finished one. Let me call you right. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And it was cool touching in and and it's something we get held accountable too. I know when you're calling me, you just finished a workout, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Bro, you've been up for 2 hours, you haven't got moving.
And at the end of the day, a great point Soto made last podcast is consistency is success. So if we would do this and then not see each other 2 months down the road, all this work that we've done, it's out the window. Success is consistency. It's every single day doing something that's going to make this a success. So a lot of stuff behind this goes on behind the scenes. We put in a lot of work each day by day. We have a Google document shared with the two of us. We get at it all the time. I mean, it is what it is, but that's what we have to do because we understand. We want to be successful. This is what we got to do, man.
I love it because it's it holds me accountable when I'm outside the gym. I actually have to stay sharp in my mental game. If I'm just doing stuff that's gonna dumb me down throughout the whole week, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna sound like that.
Yeah.
So I have to research things. I gotta educate myself. I don't want to dig into something and not know what the hell I'm talking about. I come here and I'm just spitting nonsense to my viewers.
Absolutely.
That's not the goal.
Absolutely.
It's something I've been meaning to ask you, man, because we got a handful of workouts in so far since we started doing this, about 5 or 6, I'd say, but there's a difference. I know there's a difference from when we used to work out back in high school, and we're different men now especially, but what would you say is something different for you going into the way you train now? Because correct me if I'm wrong, before this quarantine, I feel like you amped it up. You took it to a different level over the summer, and I can tell the difference in your body, your physique. How much you weigh, how you're moving, just physically. Everything kind of looks a little bit different. So what are some changes that you made in your training?
Some recent changes that I made in my training is every single day I try and do something that I don't know that I second guess whether I can accomplish or not. So every single day, I don't just go to the gym to just do things that I think go through the motions, do things that I think that are going to be very easily attainable for me. Every single day, I try and look at it as okay. If I just do things that are easy for me, that come easy for me, how am I really getting better?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's every single day I wake up and it's okay, let me do something. Let me do something today that's a challenge for me. That maybe I can. Complete the task, or maybe I can't. But at the end of the day, it's I know whether or not I complete it or not. I'm bettering myself because I'm doing stuff. At the end of the day, that's
you staying true to yourself.
Exactly.
So would you say since you do a lot more, I've noticed you do a lot more cardio now. You're doing that because it's more challenging, and that's something you kind of strayed away from because you knew it was challenging. Because you used to be a bigger, bulkier guy, and I know to run, your blood starts pumping in the muscles a lot sooner than somebody who's skinny and doesn't have a lot of body fat. You know what I mean?
So at the end of the day, it's I've started to incorporate a lot of cardio in my training, and it's not even I consider it cardio. I watched the Barclays Marathon, like I told you guys last episode, and that basically what that is. It's the hardest marathon in the world, most grueling. Only a select few people only finished it. I've never been a runner in my entire life. We've been boys for life. When have you ever seen me run? The only time I was running for fly balls in the outfield or running the bases on the baseball field.
You did that well.
And basically what I did was I changed the way I looked at things, and working out is a whole wide area of space for me now. It's it's not just okay, I'm gonna go into the gym and hit upper body and hit my legs. I like to incorporate a lot of other things that are challenging.
Some more performance-like movement.
More performance-like movement. So now I get up and I'm gonna go run a half marathon. In a week from now, of 4 weeks of training, I'm about to run 26.2 miles, a full marathon.
We'll get into that. We'll touch
a full marathon, and that obviously, guys, it's something that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. It's something that I'm training as hard as I can for. Every single day I'm running 6 miles to the hardest I can. But at the end of the day, it's do I really have 26.2 miles in me? And I've never ran 26.2 miles before. It's something I've never done, and it's something like what we're gonna get into with you. Like it's a new world for you, the jiu-jitsu world. It's a new world for you, and it's like it's not even something that I'm trying to make as a profession. It's just something I can do just to prove to myself that when things are challenging, I'm gonna be able to.
If you challenge yourself in all these different aspects, when it comes down to what you really want to do, you're gonna have faced adversity in so many different other ways that you're gonna be prepared. These other things that I wouldn't call them little things. These other things outside of what you do, what your main career, what you inspire. You know what I mean? They're gonna prepare you. They're all building blocks to set this foundation to make you a beast for no matter what gets thrown your way, no matter what obstacle of adversity gets in front of you. It's gonna be light work because you took yourself to a certain place. In the norm, that's the norm for you digging deep. The norm is you pushing through all these types of roadblocks. That's what's really gonna make you a beast.
So for you, absolutely, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you. But for you, it's like you go from weightlifting. You're a nationally ranked weightlifter. You're throwing up crazy weight. You feel like you have it all figured out, and it's like. Now you're embarking on a new journey, and in a couple weeks from now, you have this jiu-jitsu tournament coming up, and obviously you've been training like crazy. You're in the right mindset, you're ready to go. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like you still have that self-doubt, you still have that worry. It's like how are you able to deal with that self-doubt? Every day you're putting in the proper steps to not have that, but at the end of the day, everybody has that self-doubt in some way, shape, or form or the other. So we want to know, everyone wants to know, how are you able to deal with that self-doubt on a consistent basis?
It's not even just with this upcoming event. I have a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up at the end of October, jiu-jitsu tournament, and nervous isn't the right word. It's that type of anxious where you're 100% excited, but then you have that little bit of self-doubt in the back of your mind, like, how am I gonna do? Because I like to, like you're the same. I like to hold myself to a certain standard. I don't just go to go. I'm not just signing up to sign up. I'm signing up to win. And to be more specific, I'm signing up to hurt people and to make them unconscious, and I'm signing up to get things done and to make a big step in my goals as a martial artist. It's just another discipline that it's very well involved in what I do as a MMA fighter, but it's separate. I have to take myself out of a cage and put myself in someone else's world, put myself in a gi and go up against a specialist, somebody who just does jiu-jitsu, who's just a practitioner. So 100%, I'd be a liar if I told you there's no self-doubt there. And there's self-doubt in everything that I do. I get up, I go to the gym. Is this worth it? I just wasted, if I'm focusing on myself, I just wasted 2-3 hours in the gym. That self-doubt is what, it's not a waste if I know it's not, if I'm not doubting that. If I know deep down in myself I'm doing this for a certain reason, I'm doing this because it's really, I believe in myself that I'm gonna grab my dream one day and I'm gonna achieve the goals that I want to achieve. But that's there every single day, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun. That's what makes you want to go back and do it again the next day. That's what, when I reach those goals, that's that nicotine, that's that dopamine in your head, man, that just makes you want to go and go out there again and repeat and want more and more. That self-doubt is there all the time, but it's the only thing that can really beat self-doubt, man, and I just thought of this right now, the only thing that beats self-doubt is self-belief.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I believe in myself more than I doubt myself, then I can achieve anything I put my mind to.
And you tell everybody, who's the first person that needs to believe in themselves?
Yeah, me.
It's you.
Who's the person I talk to at the end of the day? The last person I talk to. First person I talk to when I wake up, me. The person who has my back at the end of the day, no matter what, is me.
Yeah.
So if my self-belief is topping my self-doubt, I'm always going to be able to overcome that.
Absolutely.
And it's so much different in this game because there's a lot of adversity. I'm literally going up against, no matter what I'm doing in some realm of martial arts, I'm going up against another trained killer who wants exactly what I want and plans on taking it right out of my hands.
Absolutely.
And that's something I think about. When I get tired, I put my head down. Is he getting tired?
Absolutely.
But when I don't want to get up and get going, get my day started, I don't want to hit that run before I do anything else. Yeah, my opponent just got 5 miles. I'm up at 9:30. Bull was up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So that stuff is always in the back of my mind. Is someone working harder than you? And that's something I won't let happen. And I could be wrong on certain days, but I don't really, I don't sleep easy unless I know I did what I need to do. And
Absolutely.
That's the self-belief. I believe in myself that everything I'm doing is going to play out for me in a positive way in the future. I believe that the work that I'm putting in now is going to set me up for success in whatever I plan to do. And you know,
That's-
my self-belief tops my self-doubt every time, and
Absolutely.
that's something that I have to work for. You know, it's not something I can snap my fingers
Yeah.
and just pretend that it's easy. It's not. Like,
Absolutely. It's something for me. It's like, you know, you related to martial arts. I'm going to relate it to baseball. Like, if you get a hit 3 times out of 10 in baseball, you're considered a Hall of Famer. If you succeed 3 times out of 10 and fail 7 times, you're considered. So if you fail more times than you succeed, you are still considered a Hall of Famer who makes millions and millions of dollars. So, not that everyone plays baseball here, but if you put that into perspective about life, like, chances are you're gonna have more failures than you are successes.
I like that.
You're gonna have more failures than there are successes. And we could talk to everybody here like we're blue in the face. It's like, oh, it's how you overcome those failures. But at the end of the day, it's like you can either let those failures eat you up alive and literally put you in a corner, and you're back in a corner, you have no way out, or it's like we said, you have that self-doubt, you have those failures, but it's every day, no matter what happens to you, you just keep your foot on the pedal and keep moving forward, dude, every single day. Because you never know. You might have the worst day of your life yesterday, but you're damn sure going to have a better day today because it's the mindset.
That's what you're in control of. You're not in control of yesterday. Like what I did in the workout an hour ago, I can't go back and change that. You know, the deadlifts that I missed when I started going heavier, I can't go back now and change that. But what I can do moving forward, I can change my training. I can stay on top of certain things and change that in the future. I can control what I do next.
Yeah.
I can't control what I just did, what just happened to me. So it's not really, you know, that I like that a lot. If you fail, it's what you do after that failure. If you fail, you want to give up. You know, I recommend you don't, but that's on you. But if you fail, you want to get back up and you want to chase after what just knocked you down. That's what's going to make things easier going on, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I
Absolutely.
like that a lot.
I really like that. So, you know, that was really great, Soto. Just now, in terms of, you know, your coaching style, you know, what is it like? How do you coach? You know, when you go about your clients, what is it that you do? Like, what is it that you do for every person that comes through the door and says, I want to get better, I want to do this for myself? Like, what is it when different kinds of people come in your room and want to work with Esteban Soto?
That's the key.
What's the mentality?
That's the key. So like you said, different kinds of people. I've seen people literally all shapes and sizes, all different types of ethnicities, and that's something I love about it because I have no 2 of my clients are anything like. Like, no matter if they come in together, they are nothing alike. I will treat them completely, not like on a level of like favoritism, but I will go about their programming, I will go about their workouts completely specific going into them. They're not the same person, so I have to treat them differently when it comes to the programming. Not like in the way I treat people. You ask anybody, I got a smile on my face and I'm here to make you laugh. I'm here to make you comfortable, motivate you, and laugh. Ask anybody that has ever worked with me in a gym. Like, I'm probably one of the easiest persons to get started with. But, you know, first thing I do, man, I like to see how flexible people are. You know, I really like to, I make them stretch for a good, 10 minutes, and, you'll see a lot of holes in people's game right there. Like, you could be walking a little decently built, you know, slim, look like you got, you know, a good head on your shoulders, and I ask you to touch your toes and you might fall over. And I'm like, this dude got no balance. Or like, I ask you to touch your toes and you're like, my hand. Oh yeah, I had a little problem with this back in the day. Now I know that. And I'm seeing these things, just seeing you stretch, and I'm like, oh, this person's not flexible at all. So I'm not gonna go in and ask them to do a cartwheel when I know they can't, you know, I know they can't even reach their arm across. Certain things like that. So I like to stretch and see how people are. And usually that first 2 weeks to a month is like, let me see where you're at. Because I can get somebody who has a lot of potential and has, you know, might have gotten has some good accolades in their past, but needs to get back to that. You know, I'm not going to ask them to be, if it's a track guy who's not in shape, I'm not going to be asking them to run those certain times in that first day. And you know, you have to really, you know, shake rust off, depending on who you are. And then there's some people I might see where they're at that first 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're ready to rock and roll. And like, I might be like, okay, depending on what they want to do, let's see what you got. I see what they got, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then light bulbs start building, either good or bad, either things I gotta fix or things that I can really, really take and build on. And that's what I really like, because I'll get somebody and somebody be like, you know, to the naked eye, they might roll their eyes and be like, why is this person even trying to come to the gym? But I might see 2 or 3 little good things and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna be fast. I can tell you're light on your feet. And they're like, what, really? And I'm like, watch, just do bada bada bada. Or I'll be like, okay, yeah, So just little things I feel like I have a good eye for seeing the best in people, athletically especially, like, you know what I mean, but I have a good eye for like seeing potential in certain areas, and like I know when it's not there too, but that doesn't discourage me from trying to make something out of nothing, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like if you don't water a bud, it's never gonna grow. So sometimes you might come in as a bud that's never been watered, and that's my job to, give you some sunlight, give you some water, give you that TLC that you need to grow, and you might turn into something that you've never seen before. It's different because I am a head strength and conditioning coach, but I have been doing a lot of boxing instructing, which I love and which I thrive off of, and which I think I'm getting really, really good at by the day. I have experience in that realm too, and so it's different depending on what people want from me, but I really usually see where they're at and then see where I think I can take them, and that's something I have to sleep on and think of, but mostly, I don't really start pushing until we get like a good little cycle of something to where I'm like, okay, you're in this, you're committed, you're with me, because I can't change who you are in a week or so. I really have to, stay with you for a couple months.
Absolutely.
If you want to see some changes. So once I get that first 2 to 4 weeks is very telling of what this person plans to give me, you know what I mean? I also ask those type of questions, okay, what exactly do you want out of this? And then those are things they're working for something, and I know I can only take them so far. I have no problem. I want the best for all my athletes, all the people that come my way. If I can, they want something somewhere I can't take them, I'm never gonna try to hold anybody back. I'm gonna, let you spread your wings and just point you in the right direction, as in somebody who can help you, somebody who can take you to that next level. And then, but in far as strength and conditioning, I can make you get wings, you know what I mean? Maybe get a little taller if you ask me, but I never try to coach out of my level too. I never try to talk out of my ass and say things I don't know. So if I ever get somebody to a point where I'm like, yo, listen, I think you would be better off from now on working with so and so. I think they can, this is what you're really looking for. I specialize in this. I'm not gonna f around. Like there's people have come to me, like, oh, like do you train jiu-jitsu? And I train jiu-jitsu, but I'm not anywhere in a place. I'm a white belt. I'm not in a place that go out here and teach anybody jiu-jitsu. I refer them to my coaches, my professors, and that's something. There's people who will take your money and look at you in the eye and teach you things they can't teach you. Or like, and I've seen it a lot with boxing instructors and a lot of strength and conditioning coaches too. They just want to they want that quick buck, and they will give you the runaround until you're tired of running in a circle chasing your own tail. And that's something I'll never do with anybody. I like to be very clear cut with what I want to do. My coach says transparent, so there's no funny business going on. I let you know what I can do for you, and then I ask you, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want from this? If you want to go, you want me to push you to the gills, you want to leave it all out here every single day in the gym, I can do that for you. If you want to come in, get your shake out, you stay nice and loose, maintain a good regular day exercising schedule, then that's something I can do for you as well. I can stay on top of that. And if you want to just come in once a week, you want me to hold pads for you and watch you hit the heavy bag maybe, and then give you some good stretches and ab works, then I can do that for you as well. But I like to get, being on an understanding page of like, yo, what do you want out of this? Like, yo, I want to be the best. I want to be the best to ever do it. I'm like, all right, I like that. And let's get started. Let me see where you're at. Okay, if you're ready to go, yo, here's this guy. This is where you need to be. And if you don't, there's a lot of people who say some things and then you don't see them again. There's nothing I love more than seeing my people grow right in front of me. It's like seeing some of my baby cousins or my niece and nephew, seeing them grow, and I get to see it at a faster pace because I'm the one pushing the gears, I'm the one aging them in a good way, I would say. But that's something I realized. I don't know if there's a better feeling than seeing people feel accomplished and then giving you some sort of credit for it. I'll never take it. I'll push it right back on them because at the end of the day, they're the one who walked in through the door. But just knowing that I had a part of it, and I'm a little bit of a puzzle piece in it, and I don't want. Not that it's like a selfish reason. You know exactly what I mean. It's a wholesome feeling. It's a humbling feeling that you were able to take somebody that you care about, depending on who they are, and just help them get to a next level in their life. That's something that that's why I do it. I realize now that I'm doing it full time and I want to make this my career. I know I have a good eye, and I know I have a knack for motivating. I have a knack for keeping people entertained and interested in what they're doing. And that's something that I'm proud of myself. I haven't said that one out loud in I don't know how long, but I'm proud of myself to see my potential as a coach, not just as potential as a coach and a trainer, not just as a fighter, not just as an athlete. I know that's there, but that's something I have to, that's something I have to almost let other people worry about.
Exactly.
This is something that I'm like, yo, listen, I think to myself, I'm like, I think I can make something out of this. I think I can not where I want to, I'm not money hungry, I've never been. This is something I know I can have a stable financial career with this, but I'm overwhelmed with how passionate that I am with like helping people get to their goals, and how much I love coaching and being a part of that commodity, being part of that team atmosphere, and just having a little army that I'm building. It feels so good to have my phone being blown up all day. Thank you. Yo, when's the next time? Yeah, I'm looking at my phone I got them. They're addicted. They're on it now. That's something I love about coaching, man. For real.
Awesome.
And that's kind of what it's like working with me.
Yeah.
Constant, fun, motivating workouts that you keep people on their feet, switching it up. Once you're in the mix and you're consistent, I can start switching things up. The basics, they take a little while to grab. You start getting the hang of things, I'll keep you on your toes. You know what I mean? And I'm always thinking. Every night I'm on my computer thinking about my peoples. Writing their programs out, writing workouts that I like for certain people that I want to try in the future. I got workouts for somebody starting in February. Awesome. I'm so premeditated, so cerebral with how I attack it, and I make sure I do that, because I can come in and pull a lot of things out of my ass. I have enough experience and enough years in the game where I can willy-nilly give you a good workout, but it's not from the heart. It has nothing to do with you. It's just something a thought bubble in a sense. And there's people who will do that and make a whole career and a living off of that, and that's just not me. I like to, keep it real deal, Holyfield, steak and potatoes for life. You work with me, you're gonna get something authentic, something personal. That's what I think.
Absolutely.
That's how a personal trainer should be. That's how a trainer should be. What about you, man? What's it look like? Somebody walks up to you, they want to get started, even if it's online. How you go about things?
So what I've done so far is every person that's come to me that's said, hey, I want to get better.
I know they're getting good results too.
They're getting great results. We've had a bunch of people that have gone through some of the programs I've written up. They've seen tremendous results. I've had them take pictures right before they started, 3 weeks in. You can already see a tremendous difference. But what I look for in people that I like to work with is the number one thing for me is commitment. So if I'm going to give you my utmost attention, my utmost time, and put my hard energy and my hard work into you, you need to give me back the same in return.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. Me and you, we're here to spread the wealth and do everything that we can for people who want to better themselves and want to get better. But at the end of the day, it's we can't do it for them.
Yeah.
They have to do it for themselves. So we can sit here, we can give you guys all the resources that you can possibly have in the entire world, but at the end of the day, it's not me doing it for you, it's not Soto doing it for you, it's not our cameraman Christian doing it for you, it's you doing it. So you can have all the resources in the entire world, but at the end of the day, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, this is me, this is what I wanna do, I'm the one that has to get up today and do this. And like I said, it's when people reach out to me, it's every single time before I even write them up anything, I like to FaceTime them. Yeah. We have an hour FaceTime. We talk. We say, what are goals? If they're overweight, it's how did you let yourself get to this like this? Is there something going on in your life that's maybe caused you to get overweight? Is there something that you've been doing too much of that you got to stop doing? They just do a little less of. It's just stuff like that. So I like to get a little grasp of an understanding of a lot of the people that have come to me are overweight, and they're just saying I'm not happy with the way that I look. I'm super depressed right now. I'm not in a great mental state. How do I get out of it? I go, well, how you get out of it? This is the first step. You're understanding that you're not in a good place right now, and by you understanding and acknowledging the fact that something's not wrong with what's going on with you right now, that's the first step that I look for in people. So I don't want people that come to me to lie to me and say oh yeah, I'm eating great, but this is how I look, and this is that, because it's not. It's all about honesty. At the end of the day,
5 times a day, they can't finish that first mile.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's honesty. It's like we said last week, everybody starts somewhere, and we really truly mean that. You could be sitting at home watching this 350 pounds overweight in your bed with a side of Cheetos next to you. But at the end of the day, if you're watching this, chances are you're trying and you're in the right steps to try and better yourself to move forward. And that's what it is, and that's what I look for in every single person that comes to me. No matter how overweight they are, no matter if they're skinny, really skinny, they want to put on weight. If they're really fat, like I said, they want to lose weight. It's the same thing. Everybody has one goal, that's to get better. And at the end of the day, it's like we'll give you guys the proper resources to get better. But at the end of the day, it's not us doing it for you. We're there. We're sitting on the sidelines. We're the coaches. We're on the sidelines guiding you to success. But at the end of the day, it's you who leads yourself to success. And that's how I look at it with all my clients.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like that because you like to put things out on the table.
Exactly.
Put it all out on the table, get it all out there, so
Absolutely.
you can really get to the bottom of things. It's like when if you brought a car to a mechanic, yo, what's wrong with it? Oh, it just needs wipers.
Absolutely.
It's like what? Pops the hood, engine's body, everything needs to be changed. And it's like, all right, why didn't you tell me about all this? This is where we really gotta start. I'm like, it's somebody who comes in and they wanna be a fighter, they wanna get to it, do all this stuff, and then they come in, they're gassing, they're having a hard time. You can start seeing that they're like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, and then you never see that person again. And that person just told you they wanna see themselves in Vegas. It's like, man, that dude didn't mean it. Didn't mean what it said. And then you get dudes who they're starting from nothing. But that doesn't stop them. They come in day after day after day, and then you get to really see them grow. That's somebody who I wants to work with. Somebody who really wants to see a difference in themselves. And it's not really all about the physical thing. Like sometimes, I have a client. I won't mention his name, but he talks to me sometimes. Sometimes we'll have a bad day, and I'm like, yo, listen, it's okay. I have these days too. Some days it's just not there, and we can't force it because if we force it, the day's just gonna get even worse. And he's like, listen, just coming through this door is a plus for me. Me making it through this door, that's a check mark off my list. I have a choice to stay home, but I chose to come in. I might not have got the best workout, but that's why I have you to let me know when to pull back and when to add on. And him saying that to me, I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to learn from that. That's something I can learn from these
that's
guys.
the other thing that I understand too. It's what I got so good at over this past couple months is I understand obviously people have different levels of how well they are fitness related. So it's it could come with if someone's overweight but they've never lifted before, and they have the goal to get in shape, but someone that's lifted before that's not in shape, that wants to get in shape, they have the same goal. But what I've been really good at, what I've put so much hard work and time into, is understanding those differences. So it's they have the same goal and they're gonna get there if they choose to, but the process is a lot different in getting there. So the same goal is reached, but at the end of the day, it's the process to getting to that goal is a lot different. And that's what's awesome. I love that's what I like. And it's never the same. Being the same is boring. You want to change it up.
Is how you customize for specifically each person. Because I can have you, and then I can have another baseball player, but he might be built completely different.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to go. He might have different weaknesses. He might have different strength, and I can't go about both of your guys' programming and training the same way. I'm doing you a disservice. That is too bland. That's too cookie cutter, and life is not like that. You know what I mean? If you look at me, you look at any of my training partners, and you try to coach us all to have the same style, you're gonna make 9 out of 10 of us shitty fighters. You're gonna make us worse because everybody moves a different way. Even my lifting technique was different than the training partner next to me. You have to, my weaknesses weren't his strengths weren't mine necessarily. We might have similarities in there, but at the end of the day, you have to customize it for us. You have to be more specific. This game isn't cookie cutter. That's why I don't like that. And I was speaking to a coach. I'll leave his name out of this because that's not me. But I was speaking to a coach online, and he was like, "Oh yeah, in-person training is dead. You got to find the rich market and just write them workouts online." And I was like, "How do you sound?" Yeah, you're being honest with me because you're trying to tell me how to grab the money. But one of the biggest reasons why I'm a good coach is because what you get from me in person, what you get personally from me, you cannot get that if I just write you these bland, boring, cookie cutter workouts that everybody gets. If everybody's getting the same workouts, they might be banging workouts, you might perform them and see some results, but I'm not gonna be able to take you where you really want to go. I'm not gonna be able to, to help you separate yourself from the pack. I might not be able to help you get completely off your ass to on your feet with just, I'm not. You're not gonna get that full experience with me if I'm not getting personal, if I'm not getting specific, if I'm not digging deep. Then if I'm not digging deep, I'm not getting personal. It's not me. If I can't get that,
it's real. It's real.
If I can't get real with you, then I don't know what I can do for you.
And that's like,
for real.
You can't get real with people, then
you can't be real with yourself.
You can't be real with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, and then it's just not gonna work.
If you can't be real with yourself, how you gonna be real with me, and vice versa? If I'm out here being fake, you're gonna get fake. But if I'm out here being real deal, steak and potatoes, man, that's like,
exactly.
And that's how I've always tried to operate, man, for real. Man, like sometimes you get deep in these conversations, man, that ever make me think like, when did I get started this? Like, when did I get in this loophole?
Yeah, it's so, I post this a lot on my Instagram, and since this quarantine started, I think me and unleashing who I want Brian Gerber to be is watching David Goggins.
I just followed him the other day because of you.
That guy truly, I'm telling you,
he's insane.
Not even the fact that he runs 13 miles every day, and he's however in his 40s. It's just the fact that if you listen to his story, I read his book at the beginning of quarantine.
Talk for a minute.
Yeah, his story is for all you guys sitting out there that think that you have it so bad right now, and maybe you're in a bad place. You're not even close to where he was. This guy, David Goggins, was 345 pounds, okay? And his goal was to be a Navy SEAL. So for those of you guys who don't know, Navy SEAL training is by far the hardest training of armed forces in the entire world. Navy SEALs training. It's called BUD/S training, what it's called. It's the hardest.
I second that.
It's the hardest training in the entire world. Am I right?
Yeah. No, I agree. I second it for sure.
And I watched this guy have a goal to get down. So the average person that does this BUD/S training is about 180 pounds. Nice, great shape. Not a guy that's 345 pounds. So a guy that's 345 pounds, he would walk in and apply for this Navy SEALs training. And every guy that looked at him said, "Hey man, you're too fat. It's never gonna happen for you. Hey man, maybe this isn't for you. You're too overweight. Our average weight here is 180 pounds. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this isn't for you, man. Maybe you should try something else. Why are you even here, man? You're 345 pounds. Go home." At the end of the day, I'm watching this guy, and he easily, after 30 people told him, man, maybe this isn't for you. You're too fat. Go do something else. He could have easily said, fuck it. Maybe this isn't for me. I'm done. Maybe this isn't for me. And at the end of the day, when this thing happened with me at the University of Pittsburgh, when that setback happened for me, I could have easily given up. And I was really, really, really close to giving up, like super, super close to giving up. I was this close to giving up on myself. And I finally decided, I think I was like at my breaking point, my absolute lowest point of my entire life. I realized, I was like, listen man, you're gonna spend the rest of your life, sitting here sulking, feeling bad for yourself, or you're gonna get the hell out there and you're gonna show people how fucking strong Brian Gerber and how mentally strong and resilient Brian Gerber is. At the beginning of quarantine, I was like, I'm done being mentally weak. I'm done being mentally weak. I'm done showing my emotions. I'm done letting failure get to me. Strap in, watch how this motherfucker goes. And I'm telling you, I'm sorry for my language. I'm a hard dude. Like, I'm not gonna hold it in. He's a hard dude. I'm not holding it in.
Life's hard.
Life's hard. I bit it by the ass and I started rolling with it. And I'm telling you right now, I've never felt better about myself. I've never felt more mentally strong. And I'm ready to go.
No, I agree with that too. And it's we have a good base going into quarantine. We have a good idea how to get mentally strong and to overcome certain things, but I definitely agree that I took it to a next level too, and it started with the mental game. It started with me looking at things differently and approaching things different with a different mindset. If I approach everything the same, that's the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You're looking a little crazy.
And it's I got one more point to add. It's like I can relate it to like baseball. It's like, I haven't played a game in a while because of Corona. Last time I played a game was last season.
I'm itching to fight.
And I can think about all the times where like my first at bat of the game, I'd have a bad at bat, right? And I would be like sulking about it the rest of the game. It would take me out of my whole game. And like I've trained myself now to realize it's like, okay, you get me out this time. like motherfucker, you better don't want to see me this next at bat, because like I'm gonna punch you back in your face or punch you 10 times harder than you just punched me that first time. And it's all about the responding. I'm learning how to respond. It's like, you get me this one time, you punch me this one time, you get me out this time, you better hope you're not on the mound the next time, because I'm gonna get your ass this time.
That's something, the competitive mindset, I was able to take that. Because I used to, like, if I lost, I'd be like, it's not the end of the world. You know what? You should train. I should train. Like, if I lose, it is the effing end of the world. I should train. Like, if I lose, I'm dead. I should look at this as a life and death situation every single competition that I go into. Because why? Okay, shrug my shoulders. Because I'm like, it's like, yeah, you really shouldn't be crying and holding your head over certain things. But why would I ever tell myself it's okay to lose going into something that I need to win? That is the wrong mind. And that's a mindset. If I'm being honest, that's a mindset I would have going into certain competitions. I'd be like, you know, you didn't train, you know, right for this one, whatever. If you lose, it's whatever. Shrug shoulders when I end up losing. No shit, because you prepared to lose. You literally walked into this one expecting to lose. You got what you wanted.
Exactly.
So like, now I look at it, I compete with myself. I compete with myself the day before every single day. Literally, I go into the gym, and if I, you know, it's hard, and there's days I don't top myself the day before, because the day before I just went 8. You know, and I, you know, the human body can only do so much, but I try to compete, you know, with myself the day before every single day, and like it helps me to stay. I try to stay sharp, mentally cerebral, and just how I approach things, because I'm in a sport now where I can get hurt if I'm not prepared to do what I need to do. If I'm not prepared to do my job, somebody has the legal and obligated attentions to hurt me, to physically put me in a different realm. You know what I mean? So I have to look at that. I have to wake up knowing that. You know, when I don't want to run, you know, I'd rather have a bowl of Golden Grams, but now I gotta go get busy. You know, I have to start my day. I have to go prepare myself to go to war, go to battle. And it's been a while since I got the chance to go to battle. I'm gonna get a little bit of a taste of it in this jiu-jitsu tournament. But it's another thing that shows you, well, I was taking it for granted because I wasn't in the gym like I should have been. I wasn't training like I should have been when everything was open. And then right when I was planning on getting busy, a week before the big shutdown, I started getting busy, started getting in shape, and I was like, all right, yeah, we're gonna get it. Lockdown, stay in your room, stay in your house. So that showed me, I was like, damn, I am no longer going to be taking things for granted. I'm no longer going to be half-assing what I do. You know what you want. You know there's only one way to get it. And it wasn't like I was completely half-assing everything. You know, I'll have a good week, then I have a half-ass week, 2 good weeks. I need the consistency of what I wanted. I wanted to buckle down and stay on this path and like really fight those demons and really, you know, become a strong-minded competitor who's thinking while he's competing, to be able to put myself, train so hard that my body, if it's on autopilot, it does exactly what it needs to do. And like, that all started with the mental game. You know, there's so many times, if I look back at all the competitions that I lost, when it meant something, like all the big weightlifting meets where I needed to hit a certain number, every single time I fell short because I wasn't there mentally. And now I look at all the times that I did well, all the times that I had like an outer body experience, you know what I mean? Especially with the, when it comes to my martial arts, I was there, I prepared, I was disciplined, I sacrificed certain things, and that was the difference. That's what you know,
and I can
it starts here, it starts with the mental.
I can relate to that so much. I can look back and be like, I have a bad game. Okay, and then I harp on it, and then I harp on it, and then it carries into the next game, and then it carries into the game after that, and then it's the next game. Slumps, for me, that I've realized every time that I've struggled, it's not physical. Like, the physical ability is there. I know that. Everybody I've played with knows that. It's my mental game. My mental game needed to be where my physical game was. And like I said, I'd have a bad game and I would harp on it so much that it would carry into the next game. It would carry into the game after that. It would carry into the game after that. And I just couldn't let it go. I couldn't let failure go. I let failure eat me alive instead of eating failure alive and freaking going after it and biting it in the butt. And this is like, I could sit here and just think of so many times where like I've had a bad game and like I just harped on it so much where like it carried into 5 games after that. And it's like,
or
that's
carried
not how
outside of the sport, which is
carried it outside of the sport, like I mentioned last episode, where failure, like if you don't bite it in the ass and take control of it, it carries over into your life where you don't want it to be. It carries over into everyday life where you gotta bite it in the butt and you gotta say like, I don't want this anymore. I need to do something to make this a change. And like I said, like my mental strength, it was tough for me. Like it was super tough for me because I knew it was going to be hard work, and I knew the way I built up my body, like physically, it was tough work. It's hard work. I do it every single day. And I realized, like, if I wanted to be where I wanted to be, like we said, like, I needed to make my mental strength as big of a priority as my physical strength. Once I did that, I saw, like, failures to me still hurt. That hurt just as bad as they did before, but I looked at the failure a different way. I looked at it as a different way. I almost used it as, like, okay, this is a building block to my story.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot, man.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
It's you know, going back to it's simple, it's cliche, but it's not about how hard you can hit. It's really about how hard you can get hit and then keep moving forward. If I get hit once, you know, I can knock you out, but if you knock me out, if you get to touch me before I can touch you, and I have nothing to do in return, I can't retaliate in any type of way, I'm useless. But if, you know, and it's that, this is not in terms of fighting, but if you could take those punches and you can keep moving forward, that's what's going to make you successful in the future. That you can get down and you can get right back up. You could fail, and that's not going to scare you. It's not going to derail you from doing what you really want to do. It's going to put you in a position where you want to get it even more. Now you're hungrier, now you're angrier, now you have fuel. You have a source of motivation. There's a core to it now. You know, I like that a lot, man. I like that, man, for real. And, this was a great time, man. I feel like we got a good chance to really pick each other's brain this time, and that's something that we're gonna do every single time moving forward. Really dig deep.
Soda, wait, what time is it?
No, I think it's time to give these guys the challenge of the week. All right. So the challenge of the week is: do we see you guys next week? We want you to, whether you physically write it down, whether you put it in your phone, or whether you take a serious mental note. We want you to wake up every single day. This is the hard part. Set a goal for that day, not not the grand scheme of things. You know, we're gonna set a specific goal that you want to accomplish before the end of the day. And before the end of the day, you got to look back, and whether you wrote it down in your phone, whether you wrote it down on a piece of paper and put it on your bathroom mirror, or whether you told yourself and you were true to yourself, you have to look back. Did I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish? And this is something that me and Brian have. We got started early this week. We want to do this with you guys as well. We're gonna challenge ourselves to do the same thing every single day. We're gonna wake up with a goal, and we're gonna look at it at the end of the day. And it could be as simple as you know, I want to get my homework done today. If you haven't been getting your homework done, it could be, I want to go for a run today. I want to get my first workout in. I want to try vegetables. I want to talk to so-and-so. There's a teacher that been needing to reach out to. I have to call the bank. And it could be, it's, you know, not as simple as a to-do list. We want to make it as serious as you want it to be, but put your foot down at the beginning of the day and don't let that foot off that pedal just until it's over.
It's just something every single day that you can look at and realize, okay, I accomplished something today to better myself. It's just something at the end of the day where it's just something that you have a task.
Be satisfied.
You have a task in mind and you complete that task every single day. It's just something to feel good. Just get yourself going on the right path. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really, really appreciate it. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep checking out our Instagram stuff, keep checking out our YouTube channel. Something really special is going on here, guys. We're super excited about it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in again to episode 2 of the Big Baby Little Crazy podcast. That's Big Baby. I'm Little Crazy. We'll see you next week.
Let's go. Everybody get after it. Let's go, baby.